Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.
It's happening this afternoon, but what we do know is that DISD says there are metal detectors at most middle schools and high schools. But tonight there are so many unanswered questions by the district, especially how did this even happen? How did a gun enter the school? Also, what led up to the shooting? The Wilmer Hutchins High School campus in chaos after reports of shots fired around 1 p.m. Tuesday. Students seen running to safety.
We heard all the gunshots.
About how many did you hear?
Like 7.
I heard like 6 shots, and then the teacher ran to the door and closed it and told us to hide in the corner.
Panicked parents scrambling to reunite with their kids.
It was chaotic when I got here.
They told me they were shooting at the school for me to go up there. So I just jumped up out of the bed.
According to police, 4 male students were hurt in the shooting. 3 of the 4 were hit with gunfire. The Dallas Fire Department says injuries ranging in severity from non-life threatening to serious.
Wow, guys, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Man, listen, there was a shooting at Wilmer Hutchins School yesterday. I got a call and I was told that it was a shooting. So I was like, man, let me see kind of how this roll out, because we have so many, man. It's really unfortunate, but kids were scrambling everywhere. And I heard they had a shooting a year ago. But OG, you there? What's going on this morning? Good morning.
Man, it says here at least 4 people have been hospitalized after a shooting at Wilmer Hutchins High School in Dallas, Texas, Tuesday afternoon, authorities said. Suspects is now in custody. The Dallas Independent School District said Tuesday night the Dallas police responded after 1 p.m. A shooting incident reported at Wilmer Hutchins High School located at 5500 Landon Road. One student told CBS News that she heard at least 7 shots. Authorities confirmed around 2 o'clock that there were no active threats and the school campus was secured. So it doesn't identify, I guess because he's a minor, nobody's saying the name of the shooter, but we got some footage that they turned him in to another black officer.
Okay, I'll play that. Let me play that footage. OG, they did pick him up, and I know these guys who turned him in. I hadn't spoken with them or nothing, but OGU, they are pretty good operation. They come from that background to where they just try, I guess, protect him when they turn him in. Hold on.
He got you. You're good, man. It's dangerous. You gotta get go. Stop. You trying to get the media out of your face. I got it. Yeah, you good. Stop. Okay. You know, I don't fight. Let him know, Father. I got you.
I beat the blood over you right now, Father God. Okay? In the name of Jesus, I ask you to keep him safe. You keep him protected, Father, y'all. You keep your mouth closed.
Talk to you. They want to talk to your attorney. You understand?
Thank you.
When they send them little snitches and never talk to you, don't talk to nobody.
Keep him safe, Lord. Father God, right now, in your name, I'm asking you to keep him safe. Keep him protected, Father God.
Wow, guys. There it is. I guess they feel like, well, first of all, shout out to Smash the Topics for giving us that footage. But man, listen, bro, his world is going to change after this for sure. They're going to definitely figure out what happened. But I just, shout out to OGU, Corey Cloud and all those guys over there, man. Head honcho Amir's dad and all of them, man. They do a dang good job, in the streets and dealing with street stuff that's happening. But OG, I guess, what do you think happens with a young kid like this after a shooting go on and time pass by?
it's just such a tragedy that our children are in such desperate mode that when it comes to each other, we have this essential violence. You have to carry a gun. This is where these supposedly OGs should be embracing these youngsters and not alienating themselves from them. That we walk around here talking about what we done and what we've done and this and this and that, and incorporating, homicide on each other instead of embracing, it's beautiful that, you got some brothers together that had him turn himself in, but for him to come to a point where he had to go to the school and shoot at people that look like him is a travesty to our society, to our race, for any uplifting, and it's nothing can be, valued at our children sacrificing themselves like that, and we letting it happen.
Yeah, and we don't know the details quite yet, but it definitely is something that's stemming around something where our kids got into it, evidently up to a point where another kid felt like he had to bring a firearm into the school. But I know the officers that were on campus said their security wasn't breached, that it had to come in earlier. Well, get somebody to be there earlier to check the kids coming in. If you had problems a year ago, I just think that you have to take extra precautions with everything that's going on in this environment today.
You're right. You're right, and that's the main focus right now is that the authorities don't take the responsibility of their breaches. Oh, it wasn't a breach. It had to be a breach. You let a child bring a gun into a school. Matter of fact, where was you at when the shooting came out? How come you didn't get shot? How come you didn't jump and do one of the Superman moves? You know? So we have these people in authority that's faking the funk. And these children are controlling the classrooms, they're controlling the campuses, instead of putting a curriculum together to activate young Black children's mind. Man, like here in California, I had a DV youth program one time at Centennial High School, and they were having a problem with kids not going to class, and the seniors couldn't pass the status test in mathematics. And I start looking, it's interesting. It's not interesting. It's really sad that a child would wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, go to school at 8 o'clock, be on the school campus from 8 to 2:30 and never go inside a classroom.
Wow.
He could be anywhere. He could be in the park, but he's going to the school for something. But he can't find it in the classroom, so they call it walking the dog. They be all on the bleachers. They be in the back, be in the gym, just hanging out all day in a class, in the school. So it's not the child, it's the teacher. When the teacher doesn't have anything advertising for me to do, nothing entertaining me for to come in my class, why would I go?
No, you're right. It's really, really, really unfortunate that, when you start to see the triculation of what's, transpires at these schools, at these school events, around surrounding schools, it's nothing new now. It's become a thing of norm that schools are having these different mishaps. Children are having these different things, calculated things are happening with all the video games and all the stuff that they're using. They're getting much more indulged than when I was coming up as a kid. And now that's mentally transforming to their mind, whether you want to admit it or not. If you're sitting on a video game for 16 to 13 hours a day and you barely dealing with interacting with people, and you're seeing all of this violence being displayed in front of you, whether you think it affects you or not, the first thing going to be calculated in your mind whenever you have a mishap is not to fight, but is to resort to what you have been watching, that power of suggestion that you've pretty much looked at constantly for years. is embedded in your head. So auto theft, that game that they play, the all of the different games that they game, Call of Duty, all that stuff becomes prominent in their head, and it becomes a reality to them. Do you agree, OG?
Promote you as a killer. It's called subliminal seduction. They in your whatever goes in your mind constantly, you think you become part of. And as you talk about the Call to Duty, San Andreas Fault, a Grand Theft Auto, all of these subliminal seductions that are built into our children's mind. You think you're giving a child a pacifier and let him play his video game, but you don't know what you're instilling from a child 4 to 16 and the fatalities that come with his nature now, and our school systems, black school systems, are recreations of prisons. Now you have different sections, just like the SHU program, MCU program, general population. You got to come through metal detectors. There's guards everywhere. And like, man, you become institutionalized in a school. Wow.
That is so true, OG. That is so true, man. Guys, get in the comments. Let us know what you think about the Hutchins school shooting. And let us know, man, how do we do better? What can we do to make a difference? And shout out to OGU again, and shout out to Smash the Topic, CBS News, all those guys, man, for going out there and knocking out these different situations and just being there for the community, man. We need to do more. Boss Talk 101 review.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to Sh00ter, reason you see me.